Previously on Horrible Film Recaps.
That woman thinks I'm gonna mow the lawn. Well, I'll show her.
Will you guys quit monkeying around?
See the wonders of the Cosplay 9000.
And now on to our feature presentation. The title of this movie is Waterworld. I suppose I'd better dive in. Oh, pardon me! Well, that's the most complicated urinal I've ever seen. That's taking recycling to extreme levels, I think. Neymar arrives at the floating fortress to resupply. At first he's denied entry, since they don't even have room for Beachcomber Gandalf. But after offering to pay for his entry in Nesquik, he's allowed inside. The townspeople realize they're terrified of left-handed redheads and have him arrested. Sheriff Lobo denies the request to drop all charges and offers to drop all gulags instead. Despite all his rage, he is still just a fish in a cage. The punishment is interrupted, however, when the bell signals the arrival of the SeaWorld Stunt Spectacular. Using lightning reflexes, Neymar leaps into action to open the door. A small child attempts to provide instruction, but Neymar has no patience for backseat wall drivers. This man tells Cyclops that he's Spartacus, but after Cyclops consults the cast list, they realize he's completely full of it. Harry Potter has spent too many years in Azkaban. When Neymar discovers graffiti on his boat, he becomes upset because the resale value is lowered. When he confronts the culprit, he points out that her sense of perspective and scale are all wrong and attempts to remove the artwork. This opinion summons a pair of airborne art critics who wish to participate in the harsh critique. Unfortunately for Neymar, their ire is directed at his vessel. They give his art installation piece a savage review, which they rudely deliver to his doorstep before returning to their review rag. Taking their opinion too seriously, Neymar tries his hand at hairdressing, but is unsuccessful at that as well. After a brief career as a fishing lure, he finally settles on opening a seaborne eatery. I spy with my little eye something that starts with W. Oh, yeah. Water. Neymar's friend, Captain Ron, arrives and offers a trade. The source code for the Virtual Boy Classic, Nestor's Funky Bowling, for a glass of Lizard Squish-Ins, now available in Apple Berry Aneurysm. This recap is brought to you by the K-Tel Golden Oldie Shanty CD, now available for just 3 easy payments of 19 clams. Seeking entertainment, the group decides to visit the Mushroom Amphitheatre. To see the Meat Puppets performance, they are disappointed to discover, however, that the concert was a musical ruse to expose them to aggressive jet ski salesmen. Neymar decides to take his leave before they try to sell him a timeshare as well. When the salesmen press the issue, he releases the booster kite in order to make a speedier exit. At this point, Neymar's companion demands to go apartment hunting, since she doesn't want to live in a floating kitchen. He agrees and takes her on a tour of the local properties in the submersible pocket. As they browse through the neighborhood, they conclude that although they like the convenient sub-shop, they don't want to live 2 blocks away from Aquaman. As she waits for the return of the adults, the child sees approaching shark salesman and knows she's about to be drawn to a timeshare conference. When she arrives, the Cyclops shill begins to pressure her to sign, but she points out that, as she isn't an adult, her signature is meaningless. The Cyclops compliments her negotiating tactics and takes his leave. Meanwhile, Neymar consults with the water wizard to learn the location of the conference. The unkempt sage informs him of the direction. That way, the mage helpfully provides a quest marker to help him remember which direction that way is. Meanwhile, on the conference cruiser, the child shows off her sick back tat. The other guests wonder what it's supposed to be, but Cyclops knows it's a Reaching the end of the quest marker, Namor begins his ascent up the cruiser, but eventually realizes he could have just used the garage entrance. Cyclops begins the motivational pitch section of the timeshare event and gathers all of the rubes he suckered into attending. As he reaches the climax of his diatribe, he shows the sick back tat to the crowd and promises the first 47 people to sign today will get a free Video Now player and a shake weight. Predictably, the bumpkins rush off to sign the contracts. Namor arrives too late to take advantage of the special offer, but informs Cyclops that he has found a loophole in the property scam. He explains that if he destroys all the records from the conference, then he can trade the Nesta source code for full-time use of the property. Dropping his wand into the receptacle, he keys Harry Potter into the fact that his stay in Azkaban is over. As the paperwork burns, Namor reveals to the child that he booked a flight on JetBlue's most advanced aircraft. Namor and his friends are enjoying the exemplary service the airline is famous for. As the island finally comes into view, there they drink fresh water, see fresh horses, and build fresh houses. Then they die. This concludes the movie recap. With this film, my hopes set sail, but by the end I found them dampened. Good day to you all. If you enjoy my nonsensical ramblings, please like, subscribe and leave a comment.